Hey, production diary day 4, and as you can see, it's a completely different angle. Been prepping all my equipment, so I don't really want other tripods and stuff lying around. So I just have the camera right now on a little mini tripod right on my desk with a little HDMI going out to a reference monitor and the microphone just plugged in straight. Usually I was having this mic, this little Boya mic over here, connected to a Zoom. But yeah, just trying out the sound directly into the camera. And for everyone's reference, hold up. So earlier today, I went over to Crazy Koza in Sungaiwang. I wanted to get some of the props because on movies you shoot out of sequence. So in the movie, he's supposed to go to the shop, buy the equipment, then go home and set up the deck. We're shooting all the stuff at home first, so yeah, that one's gonna be a bit tricky. I actually haven't figured out how I'm gonna do those scenes together because setting up the deck will involve making some holes on the deck as well. It'll make sense when the movie comes out, if it ever comes out. Whilst I was there as well, because I was buying the items already, since I had my camera with me, I basically just quickly shot some of the cutaways for the actual scenes that would end up there of picking out all the different stuff, which also saves us some time later when we're actually shooting because we don't have long when we actually go to that location. I'm also a bit kooky because it's 4:24 in the morning. I still got a bunch of stuff to do. I gotta prep some of the other props so I can go through them with my art director and prop master. Art department, actually, they messaged me half an hour ago to tell me that, just to update me that they're halfway through. We're basically shooting in my house, but I wanted my house to look a little bit different for this one. So we're building a fake wall in one of the parts of the living room and trying to give the impression that it is actually a single-story house. The art guys are building that one up right now as we speak. I also sent over last night. Oh, last night was a kicker. That one was interesting because I went over to Samad's office to do up the call sheets with Amelia, but out of all the days and all the times that Studio Binder decided to update their app because it's a web app. They chose that night. And they don't usually do that. It's not like Adobe CC, which just constantly sends you updates. It just so happens that it happened on a Friday night. Oh, sorry, a Saturday night that we were working. Actually, now I can't remember if it was Saturday night or Friday night. I think it was, no. The app would refresh itself or things would move around, or we're trying to type addresses and we keep changing it to other addresses and all these kind of things. And we was just stuck there 3 hours. Something that should have taken an hour took 3 hours. Yeah, I continued on later that night after we finished the meeting because I was like, let's just let it chill out for a bit until it's updated. And was really annoyed by that, so I messaged Studio Binder. And surprisingly, someone was up to reply and they were very apologetic and they were actually checking all the things I was talking about as we spoke. So that was cool, actually, because I was expecting a reply like 3-4 days later. So for them to actually be fixing everything that was wrong at the same time that I was discovering it, that was pretty cool. And so we managed to finish up the call sheets. They're preliminary for now because I think there's still a few more details we need to figure out. So we'll see about that. Interestingly, whilst I was over at Samad's office at KL Post to do up those call sheets, we were doing it there because he had to watch The Office because there were people shooting a movie at his office. It was an interesting thing to see because this was obviously a big production. I drove up to the office and there were already 3 equipment trucks, and further down there's a full wardrobe van, wardrobe bus as well, and all these people are moving around and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm just looking at everything and I'm like, we don't even have a production van. I'm like stressing out right now because I'm supposed to be borrowing my dad's Triton and he's still off in the kampong, in the village, and I'm supposed to pick it up tomorrow morning, so we'll see. Halfway through the meeting, whilst everyone was working on stuff, I also checked out a possible location outside. That's when I realized we're going to be shooting a 2-page dialogue scene on the streets, very open restaurants during World Cup season. My sound man's gonna hate me. I don't know why I'm laughing as well. I guess I'm just kooky from staying up at night. My wife as well, yesterday, wanted to try out some quick makeup tests because my wife Eva will be acting in the movie as well. And because we're shooting black and white, she's trying out different techniques to do up her makeup. So that was interesting. Next 2 days is going to be the major prep. We'll be setting up some of the stuff tomorrow, and I'm going to be going through a bunch of the props and some of the other things that I need tomorrow. Maybe if I have time, I'm gonna try and shot list and storyboard a couple more scenes. And then on Tuesday's the big day. It's the day before shoot, day 0. We'll be dressing up the sets, then going through camera equipment, and then going through props, and then going through wardrobe. And on Wednesday, we shoot. I'm expecting many tight nights like this. But hey, it's only 4 days before we take a week-long break, so that should be all right. That's the update for today. Thanks, guys.